All right, welcome to another episode of Rivals on the Pitch. Last week of the season, match week 38 has concluded. We'll go over the tables, what that means for Europe, what Europe looks like. We have a joint record of 9 English teams in Europe competitions this season. We'll go over some end of season shouts, some players, maybe some hot takes on who takes some of these awards, and then we'll do our team of the season, which might also be a little controversies in there, but let us know what you think at the end of the episode. Make sure you shout out why I'm correct, and let's get into it.
I guess you're going to see a Spurs team?
I mean, it's the easiest 11 to pick.
I don't think so. With all the injuries they've had, who to pick from?
All right. So it's the last week. Season is officially over.
Yeah.
We have a new Premier League champion. 3 teams regulated. 2 of them are non-newly promoted teams, and our table has finally shaped up. There's no guesswork. We finally have our settled 20 teams that'll be joining the Premier League or in the Premier League next season. So I don't know. What do you guys want to do, the matches, or should we just go into the table?
Well, let's get into the table.
Wait.
Take a look at it. Why?
We should talk about, what do you guys think about these teams coming up? We got
that's why we look at the table, and then you can bring out those teams. Yeah, that's the.
We got Coventry.
Thing. Who are they?
Hull City, who's
back now.
Hull City, who came through when they took their spot, Southampton's spot for Spygate.
Yeah.
Spygate 2026.
They were complaining. They're like, we don't have enough time to prepare, which I believe it.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like, okay, we'll play the match anyways,
Yeah, and it went well for them anyways.
I don't understand what spying on another team that doesn't give you an extra day to prepare. It's just, but yeah, I mean, Coventry, if you guys remember, I think it was last season, they made a deep run in the FA Cup, and they got knocked out by Manchester United, and everyone thought that Coventry was the better team. They scored in extra time, but it was offside. Yeah, it was offside by a toenail, and they ended up going to penalties, and the rest was
that's
history.
when they celebrated. Like, who was it that celebrated with the shush?
Man United.
Man United. They were celebrating like it
Anthony?
was like their trophy.
Anthony,
shushing the crowd. I'm like, okay, dude, because Coventry, they were the championship or they League One at that moment. I think they were championship.
I cannot remember. I think so.
I think they're got to be in championship. Yeah.
But they came back for revenge. Will they get a double over Manchester United next season?
Well, that was a different Manchester United. This is a Michael Carrick.
Led by Frank Lampard. Is he finally going to... Do you think he is redemption? I mean, Chelsea kind of... I don't know how long he lasted in Chelsea. I can't remember.
I mean,
he had
if you guys remember...
didn't he?
Well, the last time he was there, he was replaced by Thomas Tuchel because he didn't have the best run in the league. However, in the Champions League, he was undefeated. And then when Tuchel took over, they went on to win that Champions League against Manchester City in the final. And to be honest, I feel like Frank Lampard didn't get enough credit for that because he basically got them to the quarterfinals. And then, but yeah. Yep.
But I feel like it's a nice redemption story for him because I don't think they have that much pressure when you're as in Chelsea legend, taking over Chelsea, expecting to win titles. I think as Coventry, there's less pressure. So I think he's a little more relaxed and I think that's going to help him shine in the league. As you can see, he's already promoted. So it's going to be welcoming. Imagine the ovation he's going to get when he goes to Chelsea, to Stamford Bridge.
So you think because he's a Chelsea player, Chelsea legend, a Chelsea, and then he went on to coach Chelsea, that's more pressure when you coach your old team?
I think so.
So Mikel Arteta deserves a little more credit than he's probably getting. Right?
Oh gosh,
he's the next player. I got you. I got you.
No, but he was an. What are you talking about? Ex-player. He was an Everton player first. Chelsea. Lampard was Chelsea through and through. So there you go. Before you start throwing that stuff out.
The word is legend.
There you go.
He's a legend now.
Wow. They're gonna write songs about him.
Yeah, another one.
How does that
yeah.
that 1-0 song go? The Arsenal 1-0 song.
To the Arsenal 1-0. To the
Boring Arsenal.
1-0. Listen, what it takes, man. No one was calling Mourinho. Actually, people were calling Mourinho boring Mourinho when he was when he won the title with Chelsea, and they would score that one goal and then just sit
Park
back
the bus.
and strikers would be center defensive midfielders, and you know how like when you're trying to win a game, the center back goes up front because he's taller, so they kind of go for the crosses. It was the opposite. The strikers would go in the center back, but.
It's like the Civil War formation where it's just line up. Ready, aim, fire. So we have two non-newly promoted teams going down, Burnley and Wolves. Wolves and West Ham.
Wolves and West Ham.
Out of those two, do you foresee any of those two, or even Burnley? Do you see any of those teams coming back up, or do you think the level in the championship has gotten too high where it's going to be a little harder? I think I feel bad for West Ham because I do feel like West Ham is going to get thrown into some turmoil because they already had some issues. I remember beginning of the season they were talking about how much financial issues they're actually running into, and with the stadium and all that, like how far is this going to go? But do you think any of them will make it back? I mean, it's a little too early, but this is a little too early predictions for us.
I think West Ham make it back. I think, unlike Tottenham, they have players that I think they can hold on to in the championship. Tati Castellanos is one of their highlight transfers for this past season. I think they're going to be able to hold on to him. Sushek, maybe Bowen. I think they could keep him just because he's been around so long. He's
his age,
kind of up in his age. Yeah, I don't think a transfer would make a ton of sense for him. So I can see them coming back up. I think they can hold on to a lot of their talent, and we'll see.
I saw that Somerville, and I forgot who else. The midfielder. I think he's linked with United.
Mateus Fernandez.
Fernandez, yeah. That they're the highest value. They can get the most profit off of them. So they're two of the most likely.
Yeah, those two are gone.
Yeah.
I've heard.
And West Ham's been there before.
Yeah.
West Ham's been relegated, so I feel like they have the mentality. They've been there, done that. I feel like it won't be that long of a wait.
Long, though.
But Nuno's staying too.
He is. I was gonna say he is staying, so that's a plus. I think that's very smart of Nuno, and I think that's very smart of West Ham because he nearly saved them from relegation. I think they had such a bad start before he got there that not that he was doing the impossible, but he did a lot more than it kind of showed how his coaching was able to save Forest, and now it translated over to West Ham. So it goes to show that it wasn't just luck that saved Forest. Do you guys fear any teams that are newly promoted? Hull City, Coventry, or Ipswich?
Not
I mean,
really,
those teams
honestly.
are always tough. I mean, they're always tough teams, But
I can see Coventry being like a Leeds, and I can see them kind of having some pull, like a Sunderland Leeds, and having some pull with Frank, being head coach. Maybe some players are like, hey, like
because he's got the experience, he can tell them about it.
Yeah, like I can work with Frank Lampard. I'm sure that says a lot. And if I'm not getting minutes at my club and I'm on the bench, then if I feel like I could, be a contributor to a team, maybe Coventry City is. Because Coventry is a pretty big club, right?
Yeah.
So. And Hull City just has ugly kids, so I don't know if
anybody terrible.
I'm not a big fan.
I think they need to get. I know like they're the Tigers,
Dover Tigers, right?
They need to get away. They need to get away from the stripes. Just make it orange and black. Like follow Wolves' leads. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They can be the new Wolves now. We're gonna miss those colors.
Yeah.
You can have some sort of pattern, but
they're great.
They just look like. I don't know.
So you want them to get relegated so you don't have to see that next season?
No, I'm actually looking forward to see what they would do for kids. I feel like teams that get promoted are like, all right, we got to dress to impress. We got to dress like we're in the Premier League.
First day on the job.
Leopard print on our sleeves. We look like strippers.
All right, Adadis.
No offense to strippers.
What can you do for us? Nike or what other sponsors?
Homo.
Pluma.
I don't think they can have that. Oh, Peso Pluma.
Yeah. But yeah, so so who do we got going to Europe now? We have officially congratulations to Crystal Palace on winning the Conference League.
Yeah.
European trophy after winning a domestic last season. Unfortunately, that team obviously already kind of been ripped apart. Coach is leaving, but they have something else to celebrate, and they'll be getting themselves into the Europa League now. Who, as we were
Proper way
talking
to go out.
before, yeah, now they'll be
Brennan
facing teams like
Johnson,
Juventus.
a serial winner.
Oh,
Legend.
I know.
serial winner. Oh.
Yeah.
He's smart. He jumped ship.
Yeah.
What'd you say about Juventus? Yeah.
Now they're going to be playing Juventus, AC Milan in the Europa League.
In the Europa.
Oh, that's right. I forgot they get promoted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Como got into Champions League. Como from Italy.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice.
So, yeah.
So
we'll
we
see.
have for Champions League, so the 9 teams, which is a joint record for English teams in European competitions. I think last year was the same. I think that last year was 9 too. Did some of them deserve it? I think one team deserved it. The rest, I don't know. But Arsenal, City, Man United, Villa, and Liverpool are heading to the Champions League. And then you have Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, and Sunderland. Newly promoted Sunderland is in Europa. And then you got Brighton heading over to the Conference League to see if they can have a third repeat. Third repeat English team winning it, and same with the Europa.
Yeah. You know
what?
Like
England is gonna dominate Europe. I mean, especially the Conference League and Europa. I believe.
So Champions League, right? United, new team, not new team to the Champions League, but they didn't have it this season, right? This season they only had one match a week for
sometimes
the
one
whole
a month.
Season.
Remember they had to play a friendly,
right? Dust off the uniforms at one point, because they fell out of the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup pretty early.
Town,
yeah. So they were playing 1 week, one match a week.
Yeah.
So now you introduce Champions League, you introduce the FA again, and then you introduce the Carabao, the domestic cups. Do we think Michael Carrick can do it?
They're gonna have to recruit. 2 years.
Yeah,
recruit.
They're gonna have to recruit because they're gonna need depth, as we know in this league. To play that many games, you need to rotate. And I think he's had a lot of success with Mbeumo, with Cunha, with Fernandes, who's
Casemiro.
Casemiro is gone.
So Casemiro was a big part of. Casemiro was a big part of that midfield, but he was able to succeed because I feel like he wasn't tired. He had the energy because he was able to rest. So
yeah, exactly.
If they don't fill his shoes, what are they going to do? Because you're playing a lot more.
Somebody.
And
it helps with injury-prone players as well, like Luke Shaw and Mason Mount. They're playing less games.
Luke Shaw played a whole season.
Pressure, yeah. Surprise.
So
Mason
Mount.
I think I forgot about him.
I'll be interested to see if they back him or not, because they obviously gave him a chance. I think he proved himself. They're giving him a chance. And maybe, who knows? Like I've read an article that young managers are kind of like the thing now. They're getting bigger, better chances. We've seen managers of Brighton. We've seen across in the French league, in the German league, in the Italian league. All these players that we used to watch, and they're still pretty young. You know what I mean? And they're coming up. So they gave him a chance, but let's see if they actually back him. Because, like I said, this summer is going to be very important to if they are going to be able to be as consistent as they were in the second half of this past season.
Yeah.
But now it's more enticing.
Off a little.
Champions League and Manchester United. Those two things, together, it's going to drop players.
Yeah. But are they going to have the money for it? Like I'm sure
that's the other
United,
thing. Yeah.
They probably probably make bank off of like merchandise. They're one of the most recognized clubs in the world, but you're still going to be spending a lot for talent because you're going to start having to outcompete, Arsenal, Liverpool, City for these players. They're in talks. I know it's a little too early for transfer talk because the windows doesn't open up until 3 weeks. but there's already rumors of them looking into Tonali, which if rumors are right, Arsenal is also there. It's the highest bidder. So how is that going to affect who else they sign? If they have to sign Tonali for a big amount, are they going to have to cash out? Because last summer they had a big summer with Mbuemo, Cunha, and Šeško, and I don't know. I think that was their bigger signings, but that's still a lot of money. Their position on the table does help with that, but how much more?
I just
can
think
they
it's
shed
enticing because I think it's enticing because if you look at the caliber of players that they can probably most likely pull in, they're not going to pull in Mbappe or Kvaratskhelia or a Due or Dembele or something. They're not going to pull something like that. They used to before they completely started going even further downhill. But I think for the kind of players that they could probably bring in, I think it's going to be players that can challenge their current starting 11. Because I think any player, like if you think any player that did good this season that's going to be looking to transfer out, like consider Wharton from Crystal Palace, who's on a lot of people's radar.
I think they're going youth.
Yeah, so they're gonna look. He's gonna look at that mid. He's gonna look at Kobe Manu and he's gonna say, you know what? I think I can take him. I think I can take that spot. You know what I mean? You look at somebody like Somerville. He's gonna be looking at those wings and saying, you know what? I could take who plays on the wings. We got
it's Mbuemo or Cunha. It's depends the league they play.
Yeah, but I think
Ahmad.
You know what I mean? Say it. Yeah, Ahmad. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're looking at those spots and saying, you know what? I can be a starter in that team in the Champions League.
Elliot Anderson is another one. I think both Manchesters are looking at him. I mean, if he wants to go not win the title, then fine, go over there. But you got a home in Tottenham. But just saying, hey, Doc,
group. Yeah, but like I said, these mid-teen teams. I know that Bournemouth are in Europe, again, but like people like Krupi or
Baliba again,
Kleiber,
always
mentioned in there. I think all these players are going to be looking at that starting 11 and say, you know what, I can get in there. So that's the part that's going to be enticing for them is like they're going to play Champions League and they're going to think I could start almost every game at this team.
Yeah, but I also think, like I said, I think for Champions League for all the football that we play, they need a lot of depth. It's kind of like how Arsenal
experienced depth.
Arsenal had their starting 11 settled, basically. And then you add your depth and some rotational players. They can't. I mean, they possibly can, but that's a lot of money because their defense, one or two defensive injuries, come on, they're not going to survive. I think they need to fill in some of those gaps. Plus, bring in someone in the midfield. It's gonna take a lot, and I don't know what their financial issue is, but the way they've been trying to save, it kind of seems like they could run into some issues, but
we'll see.
United does have a lot of pull, so players might be like, okay, well, I want to go no matter what. If my club has to lower their transfer fee or whatever, or I'm not going to play. I want to be transferred, so there could be some bargaining in that,
and they could be counting too on the Champions League money that they're going to get.
Marcus Rashford and Sancho, I believe, right? They're still on the bill.
Sanchez
they're still there. So maybe if they can get those permanent transfers done, that's frees up money so they can, get some players.
Villa doesn't sign anyone. Villa just loans player.
I know.
Yeah.
Look at
their model is off.
He's now. Look at what he's doing at Roma now. He is a completely different player there.
Yeah,
they've
been struggling money wise though, but now they won the trophy, so hopefully that. I mean, I'm not saying hopefully.
And now they got Champions League and everything.
They could be fighting for relegation.
What? Oh, basing it on last winner?
Man, that's gonna be a good match in August. Aston Villa versus PSG. That's gonna be a good one.
Wow. Okay, jinx it, reverse jinx it. That's okay.
Pow
pow. Yeah. So cool. So now that the season is over, should we go into our nominations?
Before that, I just want to say you guys were completely wrong with the last when we did our predictions for the last 5 games of West Ham and Tottenham. We came out with 11 points out of the 7 games. Was it? Well, out of the 5, we came out with so we tied to Brighton. We beat Wolves. We beat Austin
Everton.
Villa, so there's 7 points.
Yeah.
Tied to Leeds, 8. We came out with 9 points out of that.
Whatever the points we said,
all right.
Whatever points we said, Spurs were still staying in the league, so it didn't matter.
Yeah.
No.
We said you stay.
Technically, we were right.
No. This is.
But we also said West Ham would get more than they got. You know.
This is before we started This is before we started winning. This is before we started the 5. You guys were like, "This is 1. This is 0. I guess we'll give you a draw here." You're like,
but
3 points.
You were losing every single game.
What was your prediction? We're gonna win.
I told
easy.
You.
3 points, 3 points, 3 points. Oh, we're getting 15 points out of these 5
basically,
games. That's your mentality.
Basically, exactly. And we were almost there.
You were losing every game. What were we supposed to say? Nah, they're gonna go on an unbeaten streak.
Yeah.
When I talk, you listen. What is it? What does Mourinho say?
Oh, I know his stupid advice, whatever those memes that he's known for.
But so I just want to say, I just want to hear, we're sorry, we were wrong. All right, on 3. 1, 2, 3.
We did say both Tottenham and West Ham would win on the last day, did we not?
Yeah.
And we did have.
So you got nervous though, right?
Winning. I was.
You got nervous though, right?
I was.
Dude,
it was awful.
So.
Yeah, he didn't respond in the group chat. He was very quiet.
I know, he was very quiet. So I went to a bar in Brooklyn called Banter. I'll have to give them a little spotlight. And they had TV set for like every single game. And in the very middle of the bar was the Tottenham game. By the entrance was West Ham. And all the way inside was the Arsenal game. And it was so much fun to see like the back and forth chanting. Yeah. But let me tell you, because the Tottenham game was behind the bar, every time I had to go grab a drink, I had to go to the bar. And I got talking to a few Tottenham fans. I got talking to a few Tottenham fans.
All close were there?
Yeah, everybody.
Okay. Oh, that's pretty cool.
English Premier League kind of vibe. But yeah, I got to talking to some fans, and I think after the goal, everyone was calm. After the Tottenham goal, everyone was calm. But West Ham were winning before you guys scored.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it was tied, but then they doubled up. They had like 2 goals after. And I think they were going for it though, but they didn't goal difference. Let me tell you, everything. They needed.
It was tense in there. It was tense in there. I could feel it.
Let me tell you, I got a bone to pick with Leeds. Leeds is it's on my number 1 hit list. No, 3rd.
Really, I thought Forest was.
Yeah, them too.
Everyone above you is on the hit list, Alan. Let's just say that.
There's 19 other teams on my hit list, but Leeds, what the hell was that? Clearly, they want to talk about, Austin Villa, pathetic, how they just rolled over and let Tottenham beat them. Leeds did the same thing. Where's the sportsmanship in that? Leeds were pathetic in that game. You watch that game, you're like, this Leeds is just at the beach. They don't care, you know? And I was like, that's not fair. And then you have David Moyes coming out and be like, oh, I want to help West Ham. Bro, they drove you out of there. They hate you. They hated you. You won a trophy, and then
they
discarded you.
No,
and then all of a sudden,
you're just making a picture different.
But when I said that Chelsea let Manchester City beat them, you're like, that's impossible. Why would they want to lose?
They're just bad. That's it.
Well, I mean, yeah. I think somebody has to tell them that we already won the league. Somebody has to tell them we already won the league because they keep losing, thinking, no, we're not going to let Arsenal have this one. They lost 10 in a row.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good atmosphere though, but it was tense in there. I got to talking to one Tottenham fan, and I said, what do you expect after this? And he said they're gonna clean house. He said.
Yeah.
I said, who's that first on the list? And he said Romero.
Because of that whole going to Argentina to see his boyhood club.
I know, you guys made him get it played back.
Yeah. Get your ass back here. You're a captain. We pay you. You're whatever Bulgaria, Bola Grande. I don't care what the hell the team is. They're not paying your bills.
Club. They're not playing the final. Never won the cup before.
All right, send us a check then. Send us a check for that week. His wages for that week, because he's supposed to be here. He's a team captain.
Yeah.
I think even before that incident, I think Romero was everyone's kind of on the hill with him anyway. So seeing him walk this weekend,
the whole
or
Atletico
this
rumor as well, right? Atletico
Yeah,
Madrid. I
maximize
think
your
he wanted to
profit.
go.
Let him go. We got Vuskovic, Lukas Vuskovic. Yeah, I don't know if I'm saying his name right or mixing up his name, but the kid from that we loaned out to damn, what's that team in the Bundesliga? He won like young player of the Bundesliga, one of the
Oh
best
yeah,
defenders.
he's tearing it up there. I think he's scoring a lot of goals
Yeah.
as well.
So we
that's
have
right,
him.
yeah.
So we want to make sure we clear a pathway to him. But we also Senesi might come to Tottenham. There was a verbal agreement, but verbal
Yeah,
agreement
I've heard that too.
doesn't mean shit, especially after last summer.
You'll learn this summer.
Yeah.
Eze.
Hey, until he has that kit on and he's playing the first week, then I'll believe it. Until then, I'm not gonna believe anything. But
What about Andy
yeah.
Robertson? There you
I
go.
think yeah. But I think we all clearing house. Were they? Another big thing was people were celebrating, and then the celebration police was like, "Why are you celebrating?" It's like we're celebrating at a relief, but immediately after that there was protest. So people don't like to see that. People don't like to talk about that. People are like, "Oh, why are you guys celebrating?" I was like, "We're celebrating because it came to the last game of the season where it's relief." But what you don't see is now all of a sudden it was literally like 5 minutes after the match. People are like, "Thank God we're here. All right, we want this guy out. We want Vinay out. We want Lang out. We want this guy. We want the Lewis family to sell." You know, it was protests like we need to see improvement. And since then, the club has released like 3 different statements: one from Vinay, the CEO, one from the chairman, and then one from the Lewis family, the owner. So we'll see.
Okay.
Or people are like, "Oh, this is meaningless statements. We don't care." To me, these guys haven't made statements in the past, so I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt before I start saying anything, because who knows? This could be the changes. You know, if it's all talk, then we're gonna be back where we are next season. So, but yeah,
and I don't think
mean-
he'll survive a third battle like that. No, I think he could with
No.
De Zerbi, but
no,
it would just be
we
very
scored
difficult.
more points this season than we did last season, and we survived. It's getting more competitive. You know, it's getting harder and
this
harder.
season was tough for everyone, I think.
Yeah.
It was tough for everyone. But yeah, I mean, I don't think you guys would survive another season, but I don't think it's heading that way. I think Zerbi was probably the right person to go for.
Say that
and
again,
that's
Pat,
just-
because I didn't
I
think
think-
Alan was a believer in De Zerbi.
Yeah, no, he was. He's
I
like,
didn't-
"Oh,
I
I don't
didn't-
know."
I'm making you a believer now.
I didn't say
Ah.
anything about his footballing. It was just the persona was.
Well,
He,
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, his persona, the way he came in and how positive he was, that did. I was like, okay, I didn't expect this, and so
he showed more emotion
So
than
I was
Thomas
right.
Frank. Thomas Frank was like a mute. He had no
God,
emotion.
yeah.
He was just
he was such a pushover.
I know.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see what they do. And the guy also told me, I says, but you guys, I was like, if you guys getting rid of Romero, you guys are keeping Van de Ven. He was like, no, he's probably leaving too.
No, I think they're in talks with. They're in
Okay.
talks with extending him. Pedro Parro's another one they're in talks with. But
They have a verbal agreement?
I hope not. I hope it's a blood agreement.
Welcome
It
to
better be-
Arsenal.
It better be a ball and chain agreement. Lock him in the basement. But Pedro Parro is another one that we're trying to extend, but it seems like Man City might try to come in and re-sign him because he was an ex-City player, but we shall see.
And along with all this,
more.
I called it. I called it. There's an investigation into the retractable pitch.
We all called it.
What'd you call it? You didn't call it.
I
You
said it
followed
first.
on the bandwagon.
No, I said it first.
Oh,
No, I said it first.
Brian was on the pitch said it
All
first.
Okay, all right. You
So
heard
it's
it
not-
here first.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
gets points.
But I mean,
Here
but
we go. But it was my voice.
But-
So it's not only just a retractable pitch. I think it's the staff. They're trying to investigate, like, if it's too early, you know. So there's more than just. I think the pitch is part of the whole investigation, but I'm glad they're doing something because it can't be a coincidence. You know, we have all these injuries, and it's not a major reason why we're so low, but I think it's a factor in it. You know, so
You got to take a look
you
at
know, you
everything.
can't have your starters starting, then you're just relying on your B team, and obviously our B team got us to this point. You know, we did have some people come back, but our summer signings are all done. None of them survived the season. Jesus. Well,
yeah.
so let's get into
We'll
these
see.
shout outs. Yeah.
Yeah.
The shout outs.
It's just a relief. We'll be here next season.
Yeah.
You
'cause
can
we're not
breathe.
leaving. We're not going anywhere.
Because or else
We're
it would
not
just be
leaving.
me and Pat. We'd have to do something else then. We'd have to go to
would've
like
brought-
Serie A then.
I would have brought the championship
Yeah.
over to Rivals on the Pitch. Give you guys some updates for real league. But,
But
but right now, this is a
yeah.
real league. But this is a real league, though.
Yeah.
I
For you.
someone asked me the other day. I was like, "Doesn't Alan have braces?" And I said, "Wait a minute, does he have?" And I couldn't remember because I haven't seen you smile in about 6 months. But all right, here we go. So we have some nominations, and these are all personal. It doesn't have to be. There's no right or wrong answers. They're just our opinion of who deserves, a shout out for the season,
I thought
good or
this
bad.
I thought this was two lies and a truth, and you guys were gonna lie about your opinions, and I was gonna tell the truth.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so we came up with a few shout outs for the season, and we're gonna go over them, and we're gonna see what our opinions are of these nominations. All right.
All right.
Should we start with the big one?
All right.
What?
Start
Player
with the
of
big
the
one.
season?
Player of the season.
All right.
All right.
ahead.
Who wants to go?
You go ahead, because I think I know who you're gonna say.
Exactly. We already
think you
know
guys
his
know.
whole thing is going to be Arsenal.
I think that you guys think that I'm gonna say Declan Rice.
And
What do you
and
guys
he's gonna
think?
be-
Is that
I'm
is
absolutely
that my right?
Yeah.
Don't think what I'm thinking
No.
if you're not thinking it.
My player of the season is
David
David Raya.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think most clean sheets record 3 times in a row. I think if it wasn't for, I know we have good defense, but I think if it wasn't for him, I think we'd lose a lot of these games. It was very tight, as you know, the score lines, and I think he outdid himself. I think he was one of our probably most solid players, and I think he would have gotten that 20th clean sheet if he started the last game. But they gave it to Arrizabalaga so he can get his medal. But that is my nomination for player of the season.
Okay.
Expected.
next?
I knew it was going to be Arsenal. Well, I'll go next then. For me, I just think I picked Igor Thiago from Brentford.
Okay.
I just think when you think of, even though Haaland had more goals, that's expected of him. With the team he has, he's going to get the assists and stuff like that. But I just think what Igor Thiago did, 22 goals, 1 assist this season, basically carrying Brentford into the 9th position, close to almost into Europe. I just think it was outstanding. It's not what you expected, especially the players that they lost. And it was 2 players. It was Mbeumo and Wisa, right? Yeah. And he just outshined them both. They made him forget about them. And Igor, for me, I believe is the player of the season for me, in my opinion.
And nominated to the Brazil squad, you'll see him at the World Cup.
Oh yeah, he
over
did. First
the likes
time.
of Richarlison.
And now there's going to be
Yeah.
rumors of him, teams looking at him now to,
Yeah.
to lead the front line. So it's pretty big.
Does he stay?
I think he'll stay this
Yeah, I
season.
think he'll stay. For some reason, I feel like
Yeah.
teams are a little
I don't
worried.
know. After the World Cup, if he has a good World Cup, I could see him
Oh
going
yeah,
to United.
yeah. If he,
Oh, yeah.
that's like historic where people have good World Cups. I mean, look at James Rodriguez.
Oh, yeah.
I think the World Cup earned him a spot to Real Madrid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
he wasn't
chest
that good over
chest
there.
down to the left-footed,
Volley.
hit the bar against
Yeah.
Uruguay. I think it was. Yeah, that goal was iconic. All right, and Alan.
Right. So my players of the season, I have 11 of them. They managed to keep this
They
team
have to be
afloat.
alive.
Okay.
Vicario?
So I had a player, and then I had my runner-up. My runner-up was Bruno Fernandes. I think
Oh, my
the amount of assists
Alan
is
always
kinda
has to have 2 options.
unrealistic, right? But I feel like a
Unless-
lot of them, they came from set pieces, So, and people are gonna be like, "Oh, it's an assist still," and then his last assist to break the record was kind of iffy because it came off the goalie's hand.
Yes.
So technically,
Yeah.
but it hurts me. But you're right. I think my player of the season is probably Declan Rice, the only Arsenal player that I can
wow.
stand. I think you shout out David Raya and then Saliba and Gabriel. That defense, but I think the way he's able to be that front line of defense and how he's able to recycle the ball, I think. and then he's a scoring threat. So when he plays that 8 box to box, I feel like correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like he does that. He can be that 8 and also that 6, and just be fluid within that. And I think a lot of the success, runs through him. So unfortunately, I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
I thought you said it was going to be 2 truths and a lie, Alan.
And that's why we relegated West Ham. Take that.
But yeah, honestly, I feel like he got a lot of stick from the West Ham fans. He gets booed, and he captained the team to the Conference League, to their first title in how many years? It was a European one. Small as it may be, is a European title,
and they got money for him, a good amount of money for him. So it's
million euros.
So, so you can't complain.
Exactly. Just because you couldn't turn around and invest that money properly, it's not his fault.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to keep him, build a better team around him to not want him to leave.
Yeah. And you could see he was gutted when he found out that West Ham got relegated. It was at the Crystal Palace that he found out, and he was like shaking his head. And I felt bad for him. I mean, he grew up there. So another one, we'll see him at the World Cup.
But West Ham does have an incredible academy. A lot of good players came from the West Ham academy. So, I mean, it's a shit. But
Mascherano.
To see West Ham down.
Who else?
I think even
Tevez.
Lampard, I believe. Oh, Tevez, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them from West Ham. All right. Next up, Young Player of the Season.
All right. Reverse order?
21 and under? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 21 and under. That's what I put.
So I'll kick it off. I think my shout is for Junior Kropi from Brentford. I think he had a fantastic season. The Frenchman, he's born in basically 21. I just think he had a breakout season. I'll be surprised I won't be surprised if he stays in Brentford and Bournemouth. I mean, but yeah, that's my young player of the year. O'Reilly, I know he won it, but I feel like O'Reilly has a better team around him to be successful. I think with the loss of Semenyo, that back, you have Huijsen and the guy that went to PSG. That team was decimated. So come this season, the way they performed, I think he was part of that. He had a lot of crucial goals this season. So he stepped up big time. So young player of the season for me.
I agree with Alan. That's who I picked as my young player of the season as well. Like Alan said it, that team was destroyed, torn apart, and it's hard shoes to fill. And I think it was 13 goals that he scored, for I think he's 19 or something like that.
Yeah.
And to end the Prem, and like Alan said, he had important goals. I just think that's big shoes to fill, a lot of pressure, and he was able to do it easily. And now he's got them in Europe as well. So I think, I think Krupi is way above Nico O'Reilly, in my opinion. I think he had a bigger influence than Nico O'Reilly. Yeah, so I go with Krupi.
Yeah, 13 goals.
So I actually had Nico O'Reilly, and my reasoning behind it was just because I do agree. He sits in a better team, so it's easier sometimes to get highlighted. At the same time, to be this young and to get to slot into a starting 11 in that team is just as hard. Yeah. I think he also won them the Carabao Cup against Arsenal. I mean, he scored both goals as a left back. I think he's very, very calm and composed at the back. I think if it wasn't for Gahey getting signed by Manchester City in the summer, I don't think City make a title chase against Arsenal. I think they would have ended up maybe third, fourth. And for him to have been in that back line during that time, I think that gives him a lot. But you know what? I'm gonna give a shout out to Krupi too, because he beat Manchester City with that goal. I mean, he drew to them, but I mean, that was the dagger.
Oh gosh,
that was the dagger.
Never mind.
Nick O'Reilly then.
Yeah.
All right, so that was my reasoning. But good shout. All right, I think that we're starting with Randy.
Ooh, signing of the season.
Signing of the season.
Signing of the season. Oh,
and this could have been summer or winter, right?
Yeah.
Or even
yeah.
I would take I was thinking maybe full instead of doing like winter window as well. But for me, I just think I I'd go for Manchester United with Sene Lamens. I think that was something they needed desperately, was a goalkeeper compared to what they had before with Onana. And I just look at what it's done. I mean, I think they gave him a little more stability in the back, and look at where they are in the league right now. They're in, what was it, third place? So I think he's been a huge improvement back there for them. And he came from I don't even know what team he came from the championship, and to come to Manchester United to fill, when you have to look at Van der Sar, De Gea, those type of goalkeepers. And I don't feel like the pressure didn't get to him. I feel like he's composed, and he was a great signing, in my opinion, for them compared to Onana, for sure.
He came
I think
from
everything's
Belgium,
upgraded.
Antwerp.
Oh, Antwerp. Okay.
Beautiful place. If you guys ever have a chance to go to Belgium, Pat, I know you like to travel.
I do.
Belgium. Go to Antwerp. Go to Brussels. Beautiful, beautiful place.
Nice. All right. All right. So I'm gonna go. So my signing of the season was Granit Xhaka. I think Sunderland coming up. I think their main goal was probably to stay in the Prem. They got a player that came from Bayer Leverkusen. I think it was probably the best signing that they could have made. A captain, someone with leadership skills, and someone with a lot of experience. I think he, just like he did at Leverkusen, I think he led a lot of the team. And, not only did they survive staying in the Prem, but they also got into Europe. So I think if it wasn't for Granit Xhaka, I don't know if they would have been the same team to play on the front foot, knowing that they have that secure spot in the back. But yeah, that's my shout. Honorable mention to Gahey, because again, I don't think if the City don't sign Gahey, I don't think City make that challenge against Arsenal. And if he had signed for Liverpool, I think Liverpool could have been maybe second instead.
I don't know, because if if they would have signed someone a little bit stronger, Solanke wouldn't have shot right through him. And then
well, no, that was a VAR.
game.
Remember, VAR gave you that for free.
Okay.
All right, who's next?
All right, so I'm gonna start for my honorable mentions first.
Wow.
Yeah. So my last honorable mention was Hugo Ekitike. I think he single-handedly might have saved Liverpool season. I think his performance in the beginning of the season, I think they gained a lot of points. But then again, he costs a lot of money. You expect that output from him, right? So that was an honorable shout. These two were very close, and they're 1 and 2. They're interchangeable. But you look at Dominique Calvert-Lewin with Leeds. I think scoring 14 goals for them.
Resurrection.
I think he got hot at the right moment where it saved their season, right? But I don't think I can pass up same thing with Lamens. That goalkeeping situation I think was night and day once he was brought in.
I see you, Alan.
They went from 16th to 3rd. And I mean, you have the addition of their front three, right? But I feel like with and what's his name? Their old goalkeeper.
Onana?
Onana, yeah. He was just so mistake prone. I think it didn't matter how good, your front three were or your defense was. He was just letting anything through. And I think he was a major factor in that. And if you have a goalkeeper that can, I think the goalkeeper just saved their season. So that jump, I think you do credit to him. But yeah, so Laments is for me.
All right. So that's why I like you, Alan.
All right. And we got next is most improved. And I think if we were doing either player or club, if you have both, you can mention both.
Okay.
I did both.
Both it is.
Most improved. All right. Should I start?
Yes.
So for most improved.
Team or player?
Team, I'm going to go Manchester United.
Okay.
15th place last season. Tough loss at a European competition. And they came back and the multiple coaching, multiple changes with the coaching situation.
Mm-hmm.
And they came back and they got into Champions League, which they're celebrating a lot considering for so many years we were told it's not a trophy, but all right, have your celebrations. Right. But a big turnaround from 15th to 3rd. So I'm going to give it to them for most improved. As far as most improved for player, I went for Casemiro. I know that they have a lot of,
True.
time in between games and stuff like that, but, a lot of people were saying he was finished. He was nowhere near the player was at Real Madrid, and I think this season he's been one of the highest scoring midfielders. Assists, he's had a lot of influence on that team, and obviously with that leadership skill, I think he actually looked a little bit more like his old self. And
Yeah.
I think this was the good time for him to leave. Leave on a high, and then if anything happens, it's not your fault. You know what I mean? But most improved, I'm going to give it to Casemiro.
Okay, that's good.
Word.
Good shout.
Well, the reason why I didn't put my player as the best signing was because I have him as the most improved, and I believe it's Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Coming from Everton, having that injury-prone season,
Copy
horrible.
my answers.
No, you're the one who's last, but at least we know you and I think alike. But having that injury-prone season from last season, and having a season that was actually completely healthy, play most of the games, and like you said, reaching double digits in goals, helping Leeds survive. I think that's it. A lot of people are thinking his career is probably over because of the injuries and everything like that, but he just was able to shut them down and come back and score 14 goals, and that's something. And I believe that's a huge improvement from last season where he was basically non-existent. And for me, my most improved team, I would have to say, would be Bournemouth, just for the fact that they were dissected completely. And when all your best players go on to bigger teams, you're supposed to somewhat, not be at the level. You're not supposed to be in 8th place in a way, or whatever, 6th or 7th. But they were able to do it, and I believe that's all down to the coach. And of course, they have great recruiting, and even when Semenyo left, they were still able to continue this and get into Europe. So I just think, for a team that was basically gutted, they were able to, still be competitive and, like I said, be higher up in the table.
Nice.
All right, just
Well-
say whatever Randy said is exactly what I picked.
Whatever
you
he
go.
said. So for most improved, I had Man United as an honorable mention because I think it is a big feat what they did. But I have to go with Sunderland coming from the Championship straight into Europa League positioning. I mean, I think that's it's an incredible feat. Like I can't look past that. As far as most improved player, I also went with Dominique Calvert-Lewin. I think people thought he was done. I think the injuries.
I thought he was.
He hadn't scored in forever, and to come out and score 14, I think that's just I think he almost had he was called up for not the World Cup, but
Almost,
for
yeah.
for the
Preliminaries?
qualifier. Yeah. And then my shout out was Danny Welbeck, but I guess he wasn't that improved. I thought he had scored less goals last season, but his goal contribution is about the same. So I think he's just a shout
this is
at his
highest.
age. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he finally reached double digits in goals, right? Or
Yeah.
this season? Okay.
He had 10
Yeah.
last season. He has 13 this season. So he's just gotten better.
Fine wine.
I'm going to go first before my answers get stolen.
Wow.
All right. You go first. Hit us the next one.
All right. The next one is manager of the season, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am going with Areola. How he has spoken in the beginning. He lost Semenyo mid-season. He lost other players last season. The guy that went to Liverpool, what was his name?
Kirkes.
Kirkes.
Yeah.
He lost his 2 center backs. He's making do with what he has, and so I think what he was able to accomplish this season, I think just goes to show. Solanke, yeah. So
what, Kepa was
Areola
a
for me.
goalkeeper as well.
Kepa.
Yeah.
They lost Kepa.
Yeah.
Lost everyone. Yeah. Nice. Good shout.
Yeah. All right. I guess it's my turn then. For me, I'd picked Keith Andrews from Brentford. He was a special teams coach, doesn't have a lot of experience, and to come in, a lot of expectations weren't they weren't good for them. A lot of people, pundits and commentators, were thinking they were going to be relegated because of this this coaching hire, but he completely changed them and got them into 9th place. I think above expectations, what everyone thought, and he had a good first showing. And I just think he was able to do wonders with this team. You know, just to miss out of Europe in your first season when you have no prior experience as a head coach. I think it speaks levels to what he can do next season. I'm expecting high things from him.
Yeah.
Yep. That's my coach for the manager of the season.
Mine is, of course.
Deserving. Okay.
The great Mikel Arteta, of course. Finally,
the great
achieved his goal. He was brought in. He took this club from being a mockery. Back-to-back 8th place finishes with coaches like Unai Emery, and he finally got it over the line. I think he needed the trust and
$1 billion.
Yeah, I mean, listen, but you need to prove that it's working to get the money, and I think he's done it every step of the way. And I think to get into another final as well, win or lose, to get into the Champions League final it's not easy. I just give it to, because it's also his first job. I know he's been here a couple of years now, but it's his first job.
Yeah.
Mikel Arteta. But all right,
if you want to score 1-0, I'll know who to look for. Just kidding. I'll give him his props. He got the title, so yeah. I just don't want to see it again.
You better hope it doesn't happen this Saturday.
Next one is best coaching performance of the season.
Oh, where is that?
Who's going to go first?
I'll go first because I haven't. Yeah, because I've been in the middle. All right. For me, mostly because I watched Liverpool games, it's hard for me to pick this one, but it's Leeds against Liverpool. It was match week 15. It ended up being a 3-3 draw. A 3-3 draw. It was Daniel Farke. He was just, Liverpool were dominating that game. We were up 2-0. And then, Daniel was able to get 2 goals into the second half. And then Liverpool were able to get the third goal. And then Daniel Farke just made the necessary substitutions and, was able to tie it up late into stoppage time. I just think, and that was also like at the beginning of his somewhat resurgence with Leeds and keeping them in the Prem. Just he was on that run of games at that moment, and I think what he did against Liverpool, just speaks volumes, especially when a lot of people were calling for his head, and they were very much in the relegation battle, and he was able to pull out a shocker, do 2 comebacks in one game to see the game out 3-3. Yeah, had to be against Liverpool. Damn it.
No, that's fair. For me, I'm gonna go Mikel Arteta at home against Aston Villa. So this is the game that I went to see there, and this was a tough one. I was doubtful that we could actually win this one. So if you guys remember, Aston Villa was not undefeated. They had a 12-game winning streak. Out of 12 games, they won every single one in a row. And then they were coming up against Arsenal, who they had already beaten at Villa Park. This is when Arsenal were struggling. They were coming off of a 1-0 win against Brighton the game prior with an own goal. And we whopped them 4-1. And I remember, if you guys remember, there's a big deal about this game because when Emery refused to shake Mikel Arteta's hands, he was so mad. So yeah, I think when I was there, I was talking to this guy and I said, if Arsenal beat Villa here, 12-game winning streak. If Arsenal beat Villa, I think we can win the league. And at this time, Villa was second. So if they beat us, they would have taken first place. Can you imagine Villa in first place? But
I'd prefer that.
but yeah, they would have taken first place. So this game was like a must win. And like I said, we were not in a great spot. This was during Christmas time, and they were obviously in the best spot possible. And we still managed to get a very solid win. Out of all the 1-0s to the 4-1s, impressive. So that was my coaching performance there.
Okay. I'm going to give it to...
Maybe a Thomas Frank?
How'd you know?
It's the one that got him fired?
Michael Carrick versus Man City match week 22 when it was his first or second game in charge, one of his first few games in charge. You can see what he had implemented, the changes. It just looked like a whole different team out there. They were playing with confidence. They were doing the simple things, and I think they caught Man City off guard. And it just looked from the beginning, it looked like Man United was going to win that game. So that is my shout out to for coaching performance of the season.
There's still gifts of them playing like tiki taka around Shirky and Rodri.
Yeah.
From that game. That was a good game, and I think it surprised everybody. And yeah, good shout.
That's why, like, even my honorable mention was going to be Michael Carrick against Liverpool when they were at Anfield. It was the same thing where they won.
Liverpool's just getting beat.
I know. That's every coaching performance is against Liverpool.
What about Ego Tudor versus Liverpool?
There you go, too. Another one. That's what I said. Every game was like against Liverpool. Like, God damn it.
Michael Carrick beat Arsenal too, so don't worry. I think we have a common enemy next season.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe.
We got to bring them back down to 16th place or whatever, where they belong.
Right.
Let's take the next one.
We'll do
Randy,
overachievers.
All right. Overachievers. All right. Overachievers.
Team and player?
Well, yes, team and player. For me, my overachiever, I believe, was I'm going to go with Bournemouth. When your team is dissected, you're not supposed to be in the position you're at. You're supposed to be close to relegation. And I just think that, they overachieved. And it's not to say they did it with, like I said, they didn't do it with their defenders, with Kepa, Semenyo, who left halfway, and they were still able to not miss a beat. And I would have to go with my player would be Igor Thiago as well. But that's what you picked. Oh, there you go, Alan. But yeah, I just think, like I said, in a season where you're trying to replace two of their best strikers, Wissa and Mbeumo from Brentford, and to do it single-handedly, I just think it speaks volumes to his game and with the team that he has around him. And, I think he was runner-up to Haaland with so it's just, speaks volumes. I think those two players, Mbeumo and Wissa, they were able to get like 10, in a season, and Thiago was able to basically, combine both of them into one player, and that's, I just think he's overachieved, and like I said, that's why teams are looking at him now to sign him next season.
All right, Alan.
Well, players, same thing.
You guys should take turns.
I got Igor Thiago as Brentford. Like you said, that goal loss, he just made up for it seamlessly. And you have a coach that, a brand new set piece coach turned head coach.
Yeah.
For my overachievers, I'm gonna go with Sunderland as well. I think they weren't expected. We all had them in the relegation battle in the beginning for our predictions, and surprise, they're playing Europe.
Respect.
Yeah. So those are my two shouts.
All right. Well, before Alan thought about Sunderland, I thought about first as my overachiever club. Same reason. I mean, you expect them to struggle to stay up if they can. They get into they get to Europe. As far as overachievers for players, I went for Bruno Fernandes. If I wasn't going to give him player of the season, I think this is somebody who we criticize a lot, and I think rightfully so sometimes.
Exactly, rightfully so.
But no one expected this out of him. And I think Manchester United fans do have a point sometimes that he could have a lot more outcome, a lot more of these stat padding, if you call it, if some of the players he had scored these goals. But at the beginning of the season, we saw Šeško struggle, Cunha and Mbeumo struggle. They had a lot of players not in form. So so I think no one expected him to break a record held previously by Kevin De Bruyne and Thierry Henry. So I think he deserves a credit. I think he was more than anyone expected. So that's my overachiever. All right, so for underachievers, I'll kick it off.
All right.
So for players,
plural. Okay.
For player.
Oh,
I had
he's gonna be like you. Honorable mention.
So I just think for the price tag, the expectation. I know he's young, but the hype was there. I think he was given a lot of space. He played out on the wing. He played out behind the strikers. Played in the cup competitions. He played in the league, and I just feel like he really struggled to find his feet. He had a couple, shining performances here and there, but I just think the consistency just wasn't there. And I don't know if that's due to his teammates. I know it's hard, but I think the expectation was there. I mean, I think there's a lot of pressure on a lot of players to perform first season in the Prem, and I think his was probably the highest out of anybody. So I think we expected just a little better, not perfect, but at least pretty good. For underachievers for teams, Tottenham Hotspur. I mean, I mean, come on.
Well,
listen,
we beat 3 teams on the table
all season. This year.
The only thing I'll say, because look, I know we gave Alan a lot of shit about winning the Europa League and all this stuff, but I do expect their Europa League winners to be to the standard of the teams that are qualified now for the Europa League. You know what I mean? You're talking about teams like Bournemouth, Aston Villa. I know these players. I expect them to be right up there again. I don't think that they could have done worse in 17th last season, and somehow they did worse. I know that they got more points, but
there we go.
We got more points, but
how much?
Last season, I know last season you guys kept falling and falling and falling, and you ended in 17th, but you were never in that battle. Or this season you were. Like I said, this season was really competitive for everyone, but having won the Europa League, new coaching, I really expected. I expected them to be top 6. I think at least top 7, and that was disappointing.
All right, I'll go next then.
Okay,
I'll start with player.
Okay.
I think we were kind of thinking the same with player. I had 2, but my runner-up was Wirtz for the same reason. But I ended up actually going with Alexander Isak. I think for the hefty fee that they paid, for the drama that was put out, during the transfer window, I think he is a player. I don't think he's a bust, but with everything that went on, and for him to have such little impact this season, I know he had an injury, but when you're a player like him, I think he should have done a lot more in the offseason to stay in shape. If you're gonna sit out training, you need to be training on your own. I think he failed to do that. So when he came to the season, he was out of shape. He's not new to the Premier League. That's where I give Wirtz a little bit of leeway, because coming from the Bundesliga to the Premier League is a different jump. So Isak, for the money that he paid, I don't think he's a bust, but this season it was underwhelming. I think once he kicks off, it's going to make that Liverpool team very dangerous. So for my underachievers, I'm going to go from 3, 2, 1. 3 for the money spent, Liverpool, and I think we kind of spoke on that a lot. 2, Chelsea. I think for what they've been spending these last few seasons,
I had Chelsea honorable mention.
Yeah, exactly.
And with their manager changes, I think it was unnecessary, and they thought they were going to do better, and they went on a 10-game winless streak. It's unacceptable for what their standards are, what they're paying. They didn't even make Conference League. They just won Club World Cup.
No Europe. Yeah.
No Europe at all.
And then number 1, Tottenham Hotspur. I think it's an embarrassment what happened this season. We didn't correct ourselves when we appointed Thomas Frank. Sure, we thought that it might work out in the summer, but once we saw that it wasn't, we should have corrected course, and we didn't. We let the sink ship too far down. We flew too close to the sun. We got burnt. For the type of players that we have, we shouldn't be struggling to beat teams like West Ham, Wolves, these bottom half teams. No offense to them, but I feel like when the money we spent and we're able to kind of track better players, we shouldn't be in this situation. And we were showing out time after time with some of these teams. The only team we could beat was Manchester City somehow, but that's only 3 points, 6 points. So far from the mark. It's an embarrassing season. So you're welcome.
All right, Andy.
Well, I think we all have a common when it comes to teams. I agree with Spurs. I don't have to say anything because I think my
3 for 3.
2 rivals have spoke
Stop stealing our answers.
Well on it. But for me, I think my underachiever would have to be Yanni Wissa. from who now plays for
Mm.
Newcastle.
Oh,
He
yeah.
wanted
That's
he
true,
wanted that he
Move.
wanted to make a move, and he went to Newcastle, and you forgot he's playing on that team. He's been stuck on the bench and basically non-existent. And I think from what he had last season, expectations were high. He deserved the big move, and it just didn't pan out. And I think it was quite a hefty fee that they paid for him, and he hasn't produced anything. And of course, he was Premier League experience. And when you look at that front line with of Newcastle, you expected good things.
Yeah.
But he just couldn't make it to the squad.
Elanga, Anthony Gordon,
A lot. Yeah.
Voldemort, what's his name?
Yeah.
Voldemort.
Yeah, Voldemort.
Voldemort.
Yo, Voldemort, yes.
Abracadabra. Whatever he says.
All right. Take us, Randy, at the next one.
Goal of the
Okay, what is the
season.
next one? Goal of the
Goal.
season? Oh, it's great that I
Yeah.
get to start it off. Why? Because I think Pat knows where I'm going with it. Of course,
Is it Vert's only goal?
It had to be that. Had to go to Dominic Soboslai's worldly out of this world free kick against Arsenal.
That's fair. That's fair.
That
one hurt.
Yeah,
That
it just
That one hurt.
Yeah,
That one made you second guess it.
Yeah.
It was just like I think the distance from it.
I think a good
it
keeper
was
would have
too-
been able to
too-
keep it out though.
It was two good teams, going at it, and it was a 0-0 draw, and that was the deciding goal. No one expected it to be shot from that distance, but it had pace, accuracy, the bend to it, and it was just like those one guy said, it was filthy. It was beautiful, and like I said, I just think because of the magnitude of that game, and the distance, it was just a difficult shot to make, and he pulled it off perfectly. So that's my for goal of the season.
Yeah. Champions to be, champions previous.
Yeah.
I think it was a big game. It was
a big
and
game.
it was scored so late in the game that it's at that point when that was scored, I knew that the game was over. I was like, nah, we're not.
And that
gonna
was
be
like
able to come back
before
from
even
this.
Liverpool had that slump. It was when we're both like
You
at
guys
the
were
same
first.
we were at the same
yeah.
point, and then but yeah.
Yeah. So you bottled
That's
it
the goal for the
technically
season.
because you were first. Right.
Okay, for how many?
Good.
For 5 weeks, I believe.
No, but that got nominated. Got nominated as a possible option for goal of the
Yeah.
season. That one, I think.
Got
So.
an official
Yeah,
nominee.
and I think also the one for Man City as well. But whatever, it was. It was a beautiful goal for me.
All right, who's next?
You.
All right.
Go ahead. You're gonna pick Solanke?
For once on this
Yeah.
list, you got Dominic Solanke. I thought you were gonna when you say Dominic, I was like, what? But
No,
Dominic Solanke
he was
with
honorable
the
mention.
scorpion kick on Man City to tie it up. I think it was at that point, any point that we gathered or scavenged from any game was well needed. But I think the way he came is, I think it was a very good goal, very well placed. Donnarumma is a great keeper, so unfortunately, it gifted Arsenal some leeway in the title. So, but hey, I think it's a really good goal.
That's last season. Forget about it now.
Yeah.
It's past.
Yeah, I like that goal too. That was I remember watching
It
that
was.
game live too. I was like, "What the?" I had to rewatch it to figure out how exactly he hit it. But
It's becoming more
That's good.
common now. Those type of goals.
yeah, I was like, "Wow!" At least
Let's
he
see you
scored a
try.
valid one because the last one should have been ruled out. But no.
Okay, let's roll back. Come on, give us our points.
Goal of the season for me, and like I said, this is a personal one. I'm gonna go with Max Dowman against Everton, youngest Premier League scorer and now youngest winner of the Premier League. So I think he got his medal, and I think that goal just meant a lot, just because we've seen the likes of Waneri. He has a big bright future. He's still under Arsenal. Good chance he could come back this season, but he left for playing time, and then everything was left up to Max Dowman. He stayed. He got the time, and he repaid it with the goal. And I think he beat out Rio, who scored the goal this earlier this season too, and Wayne Rooney for youngest player, PL scorer. So, all right, last one.
Favorite game.
Go
Who goes
first, Dallin?
All right, my favorite game of the season. we actually nominated for highlight game of the week, and it did not disappoint. It was Crystal Palace versus Bournemouth, the 3-3. I think it was just a back and forth. But that I think scored the last. I think in injury time, it was just a back and forth game. I think that was to me one of the most exciting games this season. I don't remember what match
Yep.
it was.
Heard. Well, for me, it's going to have to be the 3-2 Liverpool win over Newcastle, with the late winner by Rio, who was a nice pass, and then Dominic Soboslai did the little dummy, and then Rio, I think, was coming in a late minute sub, just all alone, wasn't shy about it, had the composure, and was able to hit that game winner against Newcastle. I think that was my favorite game because that just showed the potential of Rio and what you can expect, and we were able to see it more Rio during this season, and it's a joy to watch.
Yeah, that was a good game. I was watching that. I think that you guys were still pretty top of the table at that time. So when they scored that, I was like, no, but it was a good goal. Yeah. So for me, favorite game, I had a couple because there's so many good ones this season.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot.
So many good ones.
Personal.
So obviously, I mentioned that game, Arsenal beating Aston Villa 4-1. Then we had the Manchester City Tottenham game, with the one that you just mentioned, the goal
The
this
draw,
season.
the
That was a
2-2.
good game. That was an exciting game. But I'm gonna go Bournemouth at home hosting City. That one title, the Arsenal. I mean, I was on the edge of. Well, I was standing up, but I was on the, hypothetically on the edge of my seat, watching that when Haaland scored at the very end in extra time. It was just an exciting game. But you could tell Bournemouth were up for it. They were like, nope, we're not giving them anything.
Were you on your tippy toes like when we took that picture at Red Bull Stadium?
Yeah, exactly. But no, it was an exciting game, man. I got out of work, tried to go find somewhere to watch it, and everyone was rooting for Bournemouth like it was Arsenal. So it was a favorite game for me, I think.
Honorable mention for me would be the even though it hurt, would be the Brighton Tottenham game we watched at FanFest. Because where I live, there's not a whole lot of football fans. It's mostly American football, NFL. So being around other fans, it was such a different experience for me. So being out there and watching it live, and
let's be honest, don't say fans like there was a lot. There was very few.
No, there was a lot. Come on, you can't lie. But I think that was just more of the atmosphere than anything. The game was just heartbreaking. But all right, I think that wraps up our nominees and our awards for the 2025-2026 season. Time to one more thing to reflect on is our team of the season. After that, we can just forget the season altogether. Delete everything. Delete your memory. The Men in Black pen will erase our memories, so that way we can we'll just move on from this horrible nightmare of a season. So, team of the season. All right, I went with a 4-3-3.
Me too.
We were flexible with our formation. Do you guys want to do this by position or just one team all at once?
I think one team all at once. Let's just go through it.
Yeah, let's see all at once. Yeah.
And then we'll have to have the fans vote on whose team they think is best.
Who would win it all?
So it'll be a 3-way tie again.
We all vote for ourselves.
1-1.
All right. Who wants to go first then?
You brought us in. I was gonna say, might as well just finish it off.
Yeah, take it away.
All right. So we'll do beauty over age. Oh wait, I'm both. So we'll start off with goalkeeper. Golden Glove, I have to go with David Raya. With my center back pairing, this one's a little tough, but I go with Gabriel and Ruben Diaz. I think once Ruben Diaz was out, that team felt it so bad that they had to go and sign Liverpool's player, or soon to be Liverpool's player. They stole him. So I think Ruben Diaz, the hole he left, I think he came back, and I think that's when they kind of got back on things. With my left back, I have O'Reilly. I do think he did make a difference on the team, like you said. being able to start in that team is a big feat. So him as a left back scoring those goals, I think he has scored a few more other goals. I think he was very impressive, and I think he moved from left wing to left back too, if I'm not mistaken. Right back was a little bit more difficult, but same thing with Ruben Diaz. I think Timbers, I had to give it to him. I think once he went out, I think he missing in April, pretty much.
Yeah,
So
the whole month.
I feel like
The whole team was missing in April.
his absence was his absence was felt. I had Reece James, but with Reece James, the injuries are just I just couldn't put him up there. With my midfield, I have Rice, Sibaslai, and Bruno. And then this might be a little bit controversy.
Which Bruno?
Fernandes.
Okay.
Okay. Don't yell at me. For my right wing, I actually had Jared Bowen. I think he had 20 goal contributions this season. I think he's overlooked because West Ham was relegated. But if you compare him, and that's no stick to Bukayo Saka, but besides Saka's his output, it's expected. I know he was injured, but like I said, I think Bowen is kind of overlooked because he plays for West Ham. But if you were to give those numbers to Saka, I think people will be raving about he's team player of the season. Not that he had a bad season either, but I think Bowen just doesn't get his flowers as much. Thiago will be my striker, and for my left wing, I have Semenyo because of what he did in Bournemouth and City. I think he was not far from behind Holland and Thiago, but I think my shout out for that will probably be Trossard because I think he did have some crucial goals on that left wing. I think when he came on the field, he sometimes he was a difference maker. If you guys needed a goal, he wasn't afraid to shoot, and most times than not, kicks that ball a little bit, creates a little bit of space, and shoots it. And he has that good shot from the left. So that is my team of the season.
Nice.
Okay, heard. Well, then I'll go next. Well, for me, for my goalkeeper, I picked Petrovic from Bournemouth, just for the fact because yes, David Raya had clean sheets, but Petrovic had more saves, and that's what I want in a goalkeeper. I think, because David Raya had a better defense, which is why he contributed to less saves, but I'm going off of saves, and I just think Petrovic is, I think he was second place in saves in the season. So for me, I would probably go with Jurriën Timbers as my right back. The same reason Alan said. And for me, my center backs would be Gabriel and Mark Gay. And to fill out the left back would be Nico O'Reilly for me. So that'd be my defense. And for my midfield, I would pick with Elliot Anderson, Glenn Rice, and Dominic Soboslai. And I think, Alan, we have to talk before these meetings, because for me, my left wing is Semenyo. My right wing is Jared Bowen because, 9 goals and 11 assists. And my forward would be Igor Thiago.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
That's my team of this season.
All right. So for my team of the season, I'll start at the back, just like you guys. I said David Raya. I get the whole saves thing, but I mean, he played in Brentford and he was, being looked. He had the stats before that. Now, maybe he doesn't have to make as many saves, but the saves that he does have to make, I think, are crucial. And I think he's proved himself with these shots. He's got a nomination for Save of the Season. So it has to be David Raya, 3-time Golden Glove winner. For my center backs, I'm going Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba. I think Gabriel, for the obvious reason, he's a threat in both boxes. He's a leader. Hopefully we can have him for a little while longer. And Saliba, I think he's very quietly had a perfect season. I think as big of a personality as Gabriel is, I think in the game like Bournemouth, for example, he did score, but he made a mistake. I think, when it comes to like he's always paired up against these big center backs, but Saliba's he's had a quiet season, but I think he's had a perfect season. And yeah, to be so young too, I think he's my nomination there for. So that's the holy trinity right there. That's what I'm going with. For left back, I'm going with Nico Riley as well. I think he's one of those players like Calafiori and like this is like the new generation of fullbacks that kind of play midfield as well. But he's obviously younger, and he's obviously proved himself in one of the best teams in the world. So right back, I also had Timber, and also had honorable mention for Reece James, but he got injured so early on, it's hard to like really debate him with Timber, with just missing out the last month of April.
I don't mean to interrupt, but with Reece, sometimes you want to say Reece because of his past. Like you're not going off current season. You're going off what he can do, and it's like
what he has done. But
yeah, exactly.
I mean, to be a captain, he's a leader. I mean, he's got a free kick in him. He kind of also plays like that midfield strength, but he's
inverted,
got the speed. But he's he misses so much of the season. It's hard. I heard Timber's now in full training, so he might start for the final this Saturday. They're saying they're gonna wait till the last minute, so let's hope. Before Allen had created his team of the season, my team of the season in midfield was Declan Rice, Dominic Szoboszlai, and Bruno Fernandes.
Wow.
Rice.
I want to see timestamps. I want to see timestamps.
Rice, for the obvious reasons, he's a ball carrier. He can play the 6. He's a fantastic 8. And he's a leader, and he's hopefully win more things. Szoboszlai, I think he was the shining light in Liverpool team. I think without him, Liverpool maybe end up in 8th place this season. So I think it deserves a credit, and Bruno Fernandes for the record that he broke. So that's my midfield. For up top, I know you guys have a soft spot for these mid-table teams that kind of punch above their weight, but I have to give it to the performers. So for my striker, I have Erling Haaland, best striker in the world right now, better than Mbappe in my opinion. Better season, more goals.
When you're spoon-fed, he's spoon-fed though.
Yeah,
Thiago created.
I think you put him in Brentford and he scores more than Thiago. And he was doing it in Dortmund. I mean, I just think.
But Dortmund ain't no slouch too. They have good players as well.
Yeah, but I mean, he did it young, and I just think he's the best in the league. You know what I mean? If you had the chance to sign either of them, I think everyone goes Haaland. I know, but the way in this season, I think he's proved that he's not a tap-in merchant, because he's scored some fantastic goals running from midfield over the top. He's got the speed, he's got the physicality, he's the height, and he can score with both feet, headers. He's got it all, in my opinion. I think Thiago, I think he deserves a lot of credit for being able to keep up, but the fact that no one can even touch Haaland for the past couple of seasons, it's Haaland for me. All right. Right wing, Semenyo. Okay. He does it. He did it for Bournemouth. He did it for City. I think over players that they already had, City, Semenyo somehow fit right in mid-season. He didn't miss a beat. So I think for me, he's there for team of the season. And for left wing, I consider Trossard because he's a clutch goal scorer. Not afraid to shoot. I consider Doku because I think second half of the season he kept City alive in the title race.
Yeah, Doku is also honorable mention.
Yeah, I considered a lot of left wingers, but at the end of the day, I looked at the table and I have a lot of first place team players. Second with City, I added Bruno Fernandes for third place, Man United, and I'm like, who am I missing here? Aston Villa, of course. So I was in between Gibbs White or Morgan Rogers, who also play on the wings as well as attack and midfield and forward. But, at the end of the day, Aston Villa won the Europa League. They got into fourth place. They knocked out Nottingham Forest and finished way above them. So I'm going to give that one to Morgan Rogers on the left wing.
That's a good shout.
Yeah. So that's why it's difficult, because I had them as my midfield options.
Yeah.
But it depends.
I looked it up, and they both played on the wings and attacking midfield. Give it to them. Most of their goals come from outside of the box. That curve. I mean, I think we've all seen those.
Yeah, like Buendia, he had that nasty.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus, but that's all he had in his arsenal. But it's still,
So somebody
Morgan
how about
Rogers.
coaches? Are we doing coaches? Oh no, we did coaches.
Yeah, we did coaches already.
Okay.
Well,
I just want to hear you guys say Arteta.
He
wants to say Arteta again.
Yeah.
He wants us to say it.
For me, coach of the season has to be Amorim. The dude grabbed the bag and left a millionaire.
What about Rosier?
No.
Rosier.
Yeah. He's the biggest.
That guy did not age a day.
They need to make, what's that show? The Money Heist on the Netflix?
Yeah.
Oh,
Spanish show?
Yeah.
Eso es lo que vamos a hacer.
Let me tell you, he aged the whole fan base, but he left a younger man.
I saw reports that he might take over Fulham. I don't know. Morgan Rogers, you mentioned he might. This is probably going a little bit over, like extremely over time right now, but for future episodes, if we do transfer
mega
talks,
episode,
transfer talks. Morgan Rogers to Arsenal, where does he fit? You're gonna put him on the left?
I think he could.
You can. Oh yeah, you can put him on the left.
We could also see
he ain't replacing anyone on the right. Mandueke also plays on the left as well, right?
Yeah, he does. Who knows? I think we're gonna lose either Trossard or Martinelli.
Maybe both.
Maybe. I never know.
Why
never
not?
know.
I saw on Twitter someone was like, "Yeah, we'll sell Martinelli for 100 million." Oh my God.
We're not a good selling team.
They're Arsenal fans. Yeah.
We're not a good selling team, but I think we could get at least like 30 or 45 or something like that, and someone would snatch.
Yeah, probably 50.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll probably get rid of one of them. I think if we want to upgrade this team, we have to make hard cuts. But who knows if Odegaard will stay? I don't know. I mean, he's our captain. But who knows with Eze too? I just don't know. I heard even Kai Havertz might be making his way, and if we go for someone like Alvarez from Atletico, who knows? If we got to make upgrades, we got to be serious about these players. You know what I mean? So,
next episode, I think we should do wants and needs. Either position or player, so that we can see what we need, what you guys would like to see your teams do, and that would be interesting.
All right, mini league.
Last thing. I forgot. Oh God!
Don't worry,
this is gonna be two-parter.
This is why I'm hired. Well, there you go.
Double check. Let me double check.
Well, double check. Don't worry, you're in last place like always. That's fine. I think Tottenham have more points than you this season than you have in the mini league.
Well, that's all that matters.
Let's just say
this is Randy with that.
Yeah, there you go. Well, it was easy because we didn't get a lot of points, Alan and I, so it was easier to do our math.
So you had enough fingers?
Yeah. Well, Alan, let's start from the bottom up. Alan was able to get 3 points out of the final match week.
3?
Bringing 3 points, yeah.
No
3
way.
points. Yeah.
10 games.
Yes. I know. Bringing your total to 31.
Woo, 31 above it. Oh, overachiever. I'm gonna put myself in that category.
Well, I did better than you just by 1. I was able to get 4 points out of the last matches.
All right.
Bringing my total to 47. And that's an episode, guys.
Oh, come on.
Well, Pat.
The reigning champ.
Yeah, reigning champ. The reigning, defending champ was able to get 9 points out of the last match week, bringing his total to 72.
Damn. What schooled you guys?
Oh.
Cut it.
Cut it. Stop the recording.
Make sure you gotta get it etched.
We're league champions. Woo! 2025, 2026. I think we should do money next season. At $20 a piece.
Oh, $20 bucks seriously.
Winner takes 60.
All right.
$20. I mean, come on. $20.
You know what? All right. Just put it out to my name because I'm winning it next season.
Yeah, right.
All right.
All right. We got to do one more prediction. One more
PSG.
No,
prediction.
we're not doing Champions League. PSG, done.
What is the score? This Saturday, we have a chance to make history. 3 English teams to win all European competitions.
No,
It won't
I don't
be.
care.
The only history I'm seeing is another Ecuadorian is going to win a final, and that's it.
Listen, there's only 2 teams to do back-to-back Champions League. That's Real Madrid and Barcelona. We're not going to let this happen again. There's got to be a new winner. I need the energy.
It's going to be
Come on.
PSG.
Free from desire.
It's PSG, bro.
I'm going to
Let's
go
go PSG.
1-0 to the Arsenal. Let's
Oh
go.
my God.
Wait, you know what? If you want to do this, then wager your points. It's like, what's it called?
Ooh.
Jeopardy? Wager your points. This is for the last of it.
If I lose, I'll give you guys 10 points back.
Oh, we still lose.
Yay, 41. I say a 3-1 PSG victory over Arsenal.
Wow.
Yep.
Damn it.
I think it's
Alan,
PSG.
we gotta...
Just they know. I think their style is just a lot different. I think the players and they're not like any other team that you can face in the Premier League style wise. So let's go PSG.
Well,
go.
I
For the sake of
think,
all of
Alan,
us.
me, we gotta, share our notes because I agree as well. 3-1 for PSG. I just think Luis Enrique, he is a brilliant tactician. I think he's gonna find a way to diffuse all of Arsenal's strengths and just find a way to win it. 3-1.
Give me one corner. That's all we need.
Oh God, I can't. No.
Oh my God! Look at what he
Listen,
did with
ruining
Elise.
it.
But I will say, no, Luis Enrique is a fantastic coach, and
Yeah.
he could do it again. I think we could very well lose. PSG are clearly the best team in the league. I think it should have been Bayern Munich in that final, but that's just me. But listen, a lot of people were saying like,
team?
no, I mean, I think if anything, they're the comfort that they don't have to win that game. Or I feel like PSG's reputation is on the line here, but
Because
a lot of people
Arteta's
are
the one who
saying-
said we're going to be champions of Europe too. So
Listen,
now he just
you gotta go in
shot himself
believing.
in the
You
foot.
gotta go and believing.
I do.
But
I
a
believe
lot
in
of people were
PSG.
saying that we're gonna get beat like 5-0 because of the way. Listen, Arsenal conceded 6 goals for the entire Champions League campaign, and PSG conceded 5 in just the semifinal. But we're supposed to get like pumped 5 while they had to concede 0. I don't think so.
But how
They're-
much
they're-
goals did PSG scored, and how much goals did you score?
But that's the thing.
1-0 boring snooze
like
fest
open
against
play.
Atletico.
They open
Boring,
play. They
boring
want to play
fest.
teams like Bayern Munich. We are the open play killers. We're not going to let you do that to us.
All
We're
right.
not going to let you hit us on the counter. We're going to give you
You're
a fight.
gonna
We could lose.
and make
but
a
we're gonna
and
give
you're
you a
gonna have
fight.
another sandwich in this audience. Another guy making another foot long.
But that's it. Let's go Arsenal. Come on. One more
Go
game.
PSG.
PSG.
One more game.
Yeah, one more game.
Alright.
Get the energy out.
All right. And there we go. Premier League over. One more game to go. One more game away from history. We're all rooting for Arsenal, all 3 of us.
No.
And
No.
we're going to win it. So here we go. Thanks so much for joining. Let us know what you think about our nominations for the season. Let us know what you think about our starting team of the season. Let us know whose team you think is best. Who's the winner out of these 2? They have where to play each other. And as always,
No, I was gonna thank everybody in advance for voting for me. So
Let's go PSG.
all right. And as always, thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to hit that like button on Instagram, TikTok, and follow us on YouTube for new episodes, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and share us with your friends. New season coming up. There's going to be a lot of
new
time off
season.
during the World Cup.
Yeah.
We're going to keep you
World Cup.
entertained until the season comes up. We'll let you know of all the transfers, all the rumors,
transfer
what we want, what we need.
Yeah.
Here we go.
What you need and what you want.
Yeah. All right. Free from desire.
Na. Oh wait,
There you go.
and before the season kicks off, we'll do our annual kit rankings again. I think that's a lot of fun.
Yeah. There we go. So we'll seal the new
So.
jerseys.
Join
So
the fun.
Yeah, join us.
us.
Season
I'm
3.
Pat.
I'm Randy.
And I'm Helen. Come on, you Spurs.
Arsenal.
Good luck,
Arsenal.
Spurs.
Let's go. Peace.
See ya.